Which one we were referring to as Waterboy. Mountaineer Hardcourt Legends, and of course, Tim Kearney. This is the clean version. We have a show. Mountaineers, Texas Longhorns.
Destined for greatness, my name is written in stars, and I will give everything, all that I have to the cause. Fight against evil, run through the pain, battle it all, this is more than a game. I am a lion and I can't be tamed, it's how it was made, there's ice in my veins, run through it all. No matter the odds, I will answer a call, the enemy knocks on the door. Even the greatest among us will fall, but the greatest will get back up. So I won't back down, and I won't give up, and I will act now, and I will stand up. They know that I'm here for it all. Rise up, no matter what's in my way. Rise up, I will do what it takes. I will keep on fighting. I'll rise through it all. Rise up, no matter what's in my way. Rise up, I will do what it takes. I will keep on fighting. I'll rise through it all. Rise up.
No matter what it is you need, you'll find it at your local Parmar store. From gas to grocery, snacks, and everything else you always seem to run out of, Parmar Stores has it. Need more savings? Download the Parmar app and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. You won't only see our stores in your neighborhoods, you'll see us in your neighborhoods too. We are proud to be in your town and proud to be a part of the community. Come see us at Parmar Stores, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Wilson Martino Dental. Did you know that 95% of our dentists have graduated from WVU? And many former players and WVU coaches trust Wilson Martino Dental with their oral health. The Mountaineers and Wilson Martino Dental. Yeah, we do that.
And yes, we do that as well as Wilson Martino Dental, and we are Mountaineer Hardcourt Legends. I'm the Wolfman Dale Wolfley, and I'm the show's host, and we have a list of legends for you today. I'm going to go from top to bottom up here, so I can just get it right here, not leave anybody out. But we got Hall of Famer Darryl Prue. DP, how are you?
I'm good, Dale. How you doing, man?
Oh, good. Hey, welcome back to the show. And for the first time, and just another day in paradise, and against all odds, we have the Phil Collins from 1980 to 82. Big old 6'9" center. Lots of stories here. Our guy Tim Kearney here. He's got them all on you, Phil. How you doing today?
Doing well. Good morning.
Good morning to you. And, of course, we have from our Hall of Famer here, 1977 to 80, Lowe's Moore. The Nets, the Cavaliers, all that. Lowe's, how are you today?
I'm great. Appreciate being on the show. That's it.
Oh, man, this is our show, man. This is great. You are invited anytime you want, man. It's great. And, of course, we have Tim Kearney, who's already been told this is PG-16 today. And we got to watch the language. Timmy, how you doing, man?
I woke up this morning, so I guess I'm doing all right, and I'll try to keep it clean for you, Darryl.
I know you are fired up today. We've already heard a bunch of stories, man. And of course, we have Jarrod West, our point guard, our 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio guy, which he is going to tell you how to keep the ball away from the defender. Jay West, how you doing, man?
Doing great, Wolf. Thanks for being on.
Man, I love this. This is good stuff as we're going to go ahead and work this out. Look at that beautiful thing. These are legends here. I'm just so excited today. So let's get right at it and talk about this. And, looking at the notes there, I look at this, and WVU is in a stretch of play number 11, Iowa State on Wednesday. Number 5, Texas today. And number 14, Baylor on Monday night. 6 days, 3 games, all within the top 15. Lowe's Moore, you are our first timer. Go ahead and start out. What does that schedule like and mean to you?
Well, I've already noticed, over the years that the Big 12 is a totally different league. And, every night, regardless of record, man, it's going to be physical, right? Everybody's going to play defense. And if you don't bring your A game on offense, you could actually lose. So this is going to be a tough schedule. But I'm looking forward to it because I think we're trending in the right direction.
Yeah, Phil, the Mountaineers have won 4 of the last 5 games, and 3 of them been top 15, and you're still doing it with this. What is this schedule like to you, man? You're back in 1982. What is the schedule to you like, the difference?
Yeah, there was nothing like this back then. This is almost unprecedented. But playing in that league, you just got to win a couple of those top-tier games. You get a shot at the dance, and once you're there, anything can happen. So, yeah, like Lo said, everything's trending up right now. The kids are playing really well.
Yep, they sure are. And let's just go with the Ken Palm Raiders. All those NET, Jay West, they are in the Mountaineers' favor. Somebody likes the Mountaineers even when they were going through their tough stretch. What does that mean for their future? And we're talking about the dance now.
I think Phil just hit it on the head. Irregardless of our schedule, we hadn't been winning. But when you're in this conference, every game is a top 10, top 15. So it gives you the opportunity to kind of right some wrongs. We've won 4 of the last 5, you said. Most importantly, we took care of business at home. If we can get one of these and squeak one of these out on the road, I think we'd be very, very secure in our NCAA bid. So, it allows us the opportunity to get some top 20 wins, which we have at home. Now, if we can take care of business against Texas or Baylor in these next 2 games, I think we'd be kind of safe in our predictions as being – in the NCAA tournament, which once you get to the tournament, as we all know, anything's possible.
Yeah, Timmy Carney, listen, Texas played Monday night against Kansas. Mountaineers played Wednesday night. Is that a problem, being that they're going to have a 4-day rest as opposed to the Mountaineers' 2 days rest, and the Mountaineers travel to Austin?
I think at this point right now that they're used to the traveling. Back in the days, the traveling was a lot different, Now they've got their own private plane and whatever. It makes travel a lot easier as opposed to the way we back in the days. But I don't think it's going to be a big issue. But as Lowe's and Jarrod both said too, and Phil said, I think between Texas and a Baylor win, I think that'd be a huge feather in our cap as far as moving forward. But I don't think travel's going to hurt that much. Not with the way the guys travel these days.
Darryl Prue, sum it up for us. What are the Mountaineers facing today when they enter in down there at Texas? Don't get too much in the weeds right now, topic. We'll get into it later in the show. But what do they have to overcome today to win?
This being on the road, I think we play well at home, and just a little bit of mental angst we have on the road. I think we played a physical game on the road a couple games ago, and I thought we did a good job. I think this is going to have to be another one of those physical games. We got to beat them up. And I think if we do that, just like we've been doing, the ugly games we win. The ugly games we win. We're not going to win a pretty game against Texas. We got to be ugly out there and just grind it out.
Okay. Good points, all of you. This is tough and this is good. Well, let's go ahead and look at this now. Iowa State game. Mountaineers get the victory. Hard fought. It came down to really is that Iowa State was fouling a lot, and the Mountaineers were 25 of 31 on their free throws. We talked about that the last pregame, and of course that's almost 84%. So, Lowe's Moore, right back at you, man. Is what did you take out of the game that you liked, and maybe something that even you didn't like?
Well, again, you mentioned the free throws, and we all know that a game, particularly at the end, comes down to free throws. And I think we struggle a little bit at times with that, particularly in crucial situations. But when you shooting 80-something% from the free throw line, you're going to win games. I mean, you're going to win those close games. But the thing is, we're always in a battle every single night. right? And we always know that we're going to play well defensively, right? And then it comes down to the end, can we finish? Can we make free throws and can we finish shots?
All right. Very good. Jay West, what was your take on the game? What did you like, man? What did you take out of that?
Man, we found our guy Emmett. We've been begging and pleading and asking and encouraging, whatever the words you want to use. And, I mean, goodness gracious. And to his credit, in a crucial time, a big game, he stepped up. He stepped up. Keedy has, in my opinion, established himself as a consistent guy that we can rely on. He's been doing it for the last 5+ games. Stevenson blew up last game, but kind of struggled this game. So we've been begging for Emmett or Mitchell to kind of, step up. And to his credit, Emmett came and played probably his best game of the season, I would say. He and Keedy did. And then kind of like what Mr. Lowe said, we made crucial stops down the stretch. Joe Toussaint hustling back and kind of stopping that wide open layup was the play of the game. And like we've always said, our home crowd, as all these guys can attest to, that home crowd is like you playing 6-on-5. So that's why, like Prue said, we're very good at home. Now we got to go on the road and play against another team 6-on-5. So we did what we were supposed to do at home. Hopefully Emmett can travel with us this game. Hopefully Mitchell, playing against a former team, can travel with us this game, and then the guards continue to do what they do, and we can squeak away a game. But it was great to see our favorite Emmett Matthews have a good game.
Hey, and let me tell you something. Emmett Matthews, he is key because he has so much opportunity with the way he is at being that tweener. Phil, let me ask you this. What have you seen from the youngins? The youngins like to eat. We've been talking about this the last few games. We're talking about Okwanko. We're talking about Wagi. These young guys, these top big men are starting to come along. Darryl has said before that he thinks they might be turning into a guard team. But I see some young guys. What's your take on it, man?
Yeah, you definitely got some beef in the middle, guys to come in, and which is needed. I would like to see the fouls be cut down a little bit, and that's tough coming from me to say. But yeah, I thought that might be an issue. We got to keep our bigs in the game. I think Lowe's hit it on the head with those free throws. So at the beginning of the season, early on, it looked like that might be a big issue for this team. Looks like Huggs and the guys have turned it around. What is it, 4th in the nation now? That's just fantastic, especially coming from where they were. But yeah, to answer your question, you need those guys. With the foul issues, you got to have somebody to come off the bench and just refill. Next man up.
Okay. Hey, Tim Kearney, so we're going to bring you in right after Phil because that's always what happened back when you were playing. Because Phil would either foul out or he would get ejected out of the game. What's your take there, man? You've been with us here for the last game since we started, and you've been watching this closely, man. What's your take on this team and what you saw at Iowa State?
No, I was happy to see the free throw shooting starting to change around. That concerned me, but it looks like from percentage wise they're turning it around. The one thing though on takeoff on that Iowa State game was that I talked to my good friend Jim Smallridge, who was a manager of the basketball team. And by the way, shout out to all the managers and equipment managers out there because they do a lot for the teams out there. But he even said, and I asked him the question, did the referees take over that second half? And I know Darryl gets pissed off when I talk about referees, but they really took over that second half. And the amount of calls that were being made, I'm just glad we made the free throws. And it's also, as Phil alluded to as well, the big guys come off the bench has totally helped us. Yeah. So, overall, I just, like I said, I just, I was a little pissed off after that game about how the officials took over. I was not too happy.
Well, there's no lack of talk about the officiating in the Big 12 and who likes the Mountaineers and who doesn't. I'm not sure I actually get that, but all right, DP, man, let's go sum it up because tell me this. In this game, there's got to be some things that you really liked in that offensively and defensively. Which is it for you?
I just like how the thing's flowing. Everybody's working together, playing together. Guys are stepping up. Now everybody's doing their part. You know, sometimes people wasn't doing their part. And to go back to what Tim said, you know, the bad refereeing, I think, works in our favor. When we play against teams that don't have when we play against teams that don't have a lot of depth, it works in our favor because now we got 3 centers. You know, everybody else probably had 2, and that was the problem with Iowa State.
I agree, but they'll make a bad call on both sides. I just don't think it called that way. That's all.
No, you're right. It was crazy. It was hard to watch. You know, you don't want to watch a game and the referees keep blowing the whistle. But you know, Hug has been winning a lot of games over the years that's ugly, and I think that's a part of his makeup too. You know, I mean, like he gets on
wins.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a lot of the NBA prospects as a lot of these other Big 12 teams do. So we have to make the game ugly. We have to grind it out. He plays defense. You know, they play hard, and now it looks like everything is starting to come together. You know, we just got to do it on the road.
Well, no doubt about that. So let's go ahead here. And Lowe's, I'm just putting up here Eric Stevenson. Now, he only had 8 points, but he had the first 4 points against the Mountaineers. And he showed here offensively and defensively. Check it out here. Tell me, what you think about this guy? Because obviously, first 145 games, he had no 30-point games. The last 4, he's had 2 of them.
Well, the looked like he's a little hurt there, but you know what? He has so much confidence, right? And he's looking for a shot, right? Which is a sign for me that number one, he believes that he can score that ball, and number 2, that the bench believes he can score that ball. Because if he doesn't, you can have confidence in yourself, but if the bench doesn't have confidence, the coach doesn't have confidence, you shoot a bad shot, you're out the game. But so when you have the confidence both ways, right, and you know that you can go out there and take good shots when you need to take those good shots without worrying about whether or not you're going to come out the game or not, you can get it. If you're a scorer, you can get into a zone. You can get into an area where you can become very consistent, and they need consistency. You need consistent scorers, whether it be definitely outside and inside. But if you can get something outside consistent, man, as you go, like I said, they trending in the right direction, right? For a moment there, they were trending in the wrong direction, but now they seem to be playing with more confidence than ever.
Absolutely.
I agree with Lowe's. Like I said, I mean, you can tell Stevenson, he gets pissed off when he misses a shot. I mean, there's a lot more going on here that I see with Stevenson and the way he's playing and the way Bo says that the team is trending as well. I totally agree.
Good point, Jay West. I wanted to get you in here too because you're a guard and you're seeing that now. This guy he's been just named kind of the leader, even though Kearney is definitely one as well. But he's been like, hey, here's our guy. That Hugs even said his leadership is that. Now, he didn't score a lot of points, but this guy's laying on the court. He's getting hurt every game just about, and he seems to have his emotions under control.
No, I'm a big Stevenson guy, and I think he needs to play well for us to win games and to do well. I love hearing Mr. Moore talk. I can tell he understands basketball by his assessment and evaluation of what he just said. When you see a kid with that much confidence and that much swag, and he's able to play through bad shots or missed shots, and the coaches keep him on there, it is a two-way street. And I like his little mean streak, to be honest with you, his chip. That's what makes him who he is. Now, obviously, what he did at Oklahoma State is something he can't do, but yeah, we need him to play with the confidence that he's playing. If he and Kearney continue to do that, it's very, very beneficial to us. And then if you throw Mitchell and Emmett as well. So like the guy said, we are trending in the right direction. But Eric Stevenson, in my opinion, we've been talking about it all year, the peck order. We need him, Mitchell, Maxwell, those guys to play well. And we need him to get his 18 to 20 points on a night-to-night basis for us to win the big game in the Big 12.
All right. Very good. DP, let's go here. This is the one time I'm going to let you get your coach's hat on, and go ahead. This is where they broke down in the points. What can the Mountaineers do better at this? Watch the film, break it down for us as you always do.
I mean, that was just a good play in the team from Iowa State. I mean, you got to go a little harder, but, the guy went up there and blocked it. Then we just let him, in transition, we didn't get back. I thought we did a pretty good job. This play right here, we got to figure out what we're going to do. The guy stepped over. Honestly, that was good defense. It was just better offense. You think about it. The guy was there. It was somebody between him and the basket to help rotation. You see right here, I don't know why he was so wide open. You're going to have breakdowns like that in the game. And that right there is just, it happens. But you just got to keep playing. Some things you just can't control. Right here, you got two guys coming over. That happened. But later in the game, as you remember, Aquanu blocked somebody's shot on the same kind of drive. He went up there and threw it out of bounds. So you're going to have stuff like that. I don't think all that was bad because before we used to show videos when guys was open and they was getting knocked down, or guys had their back turned and not seeing the ball, was getting beaten. Like now, guys are in between the ball and the basket. Right here, just a communication problem. All things that can be worked out. It's a lot of, like, Iowa State did a lot of movement. I was worried about this game, so, they didn't guard this guy because he didn't score. But, this is not bad defense. Let him shoot. Make him beat you, and he just hit the one shot, all day. He was scared to shoot most of the time. But I thought defensively they were doing a good job. A couple, you get your shot blocked. You don't get back in transition because, I got my shot blocked. You don't start hustling back. And, just a couple of plays here and there. Kearney just lost the ball. Those things that, there's not as many of them as it used to be. It used to be 20 turnovers. Now it's down to 10 to 12. So, so I think that has improved a lot. Everything has improved a lot, like Lowe said, making the free throws now, cutting down on the turnover. So I think that's why we're in these games now and winning now, because we're cutting down on those two different things.
And that's the whole point, Phil Collins, is that what Darryl is saying is you could sit there and watch the difference right there just in the tape. That was what I put as a fan. I put down as them scoring points in the paint. And before, it was wide open. I mean, I had Jay West out there telling me some things about it. It was ugly. Not so ugly on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely attacking more on defense. I think today will be a great test for us. I think the first 5 minutes will be critical, just how we come out in that new arena they've got down there. I think they've got one loss for the season at home. So I think the first 5 minutes, if Stevenson comes out, hits a couple of shots, I think the butterflies go away. I think we've got a good opportunity to maybe steal one.
No doubt about it. Now, I'm coming to you, Tim Kearney, because here's some excellent defense by the Mountaineers that I thought was excellent. What are your thoughts? They're staying right in front. There's Kearney right there. Kearney played 40 minutes, boys. All 40 minutes against his team.
I didn't realize he played all 40 minutes, but defensively wise, like I said, the guys they're playing tough, and the rotation coming off the bench with the big guys inside. I think it made a big impact on this game, and I'm hoping to see the same thing, down in Texas. But the thing that worries me, Texas, with their guards is they penetrate, and from a defensive standpoint, our guards have got to stop this penetration because it'll kill us if they don't.
True. Okay, so let me see here. Lolos, go ahead and tell me, what did you see about the defense here and the guards? Because I think everyone's stepping up. You can see that they're all playing in front of their man. It's man defense, and they're keeping the man in front of them, which a lot of times they did not do before.
Well, I think the number one thing is, and you can't really hear it, but I mean, you can see by their body, their head, and their body position that number one, and when the picks are coming, that there's some communication going on, right? Right. The guards, because when the big men are in the back, and it's noisy in there, so to hear a pick, to say somebody left or right, you can hear it, and you can see switch, you can see the help. Right. And you can see the recover. Right. And, they're trying to create space, but there is no space to take a shot. Right. And so the clock gets down there, and now the pressure's on the shot to make that shot. So that's, it's very important to maintain that pressure and keep that ball in front of you.
Even with that last play, it was a screen, the big screen to guard. Keating got caught in the middle, and Akano, jumped out on the shot. And, before that was just an open shot. Certain guys wouldn't jump out there. And so he's so active. He helps them a lot on defense. He makes up for a lot of people's mistakes, even with blocks and just helping out, because he can guard on the wing too. And I think,
I agree with Darryl. Darryl, I mean, Akano, I mean, he's quick as hell out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get to him, but yes, no doubt about it. He's a youngin' that's learning, and when you think of that, it's like you see this defense grow. Our bad wasn't that bad, and our good looked like it was pretty good. Jay West, what is your take on that with the defense? I mean, we haven't talked to you about defense yet.
Well, we talk about it all the time. People think that defense is a one-on-one thing, but I've said it several times. Defense is 5 people being connected on the string, and especially in the day and age when you run a lot of ball screens. People run ball screens to kind of occupy 1.5 to 2 players. So the backside help has to be there. They have to talk. It's called help and recover. And those 3 to 4 clips that you just put on, we did a very good job of 5 people communicating, talking, being on the string. And we've talked about it several times. Wongo he's like a young Marcus Goree. He writes a lot of wrongs in there. And he's active, energetic. Emmett, 6'7", he's long. So, if our defense continues to play 5 against the ball, and the thing that had us concerned earlier is Hugs' DNA is defense, and our defense was bad early in the season. So this is who we are. Oh, this is who we thought who we are. Like Denny Green said, like we are a defensive team and rebounding team. And the games we've lost sometimes, we showed clips where nobody knew where the ball was, like Bruce said. So this is our DNA. We are supposed to be a good defensive team. So it's good to see us get back to who we are.
Absolutely. All right, Lowe's, there we go. This is what everybody's been talking about here. We got Emmett Matthews, man, scoring 20 points, 5 rebounds in the game early. He was in there. He was making moves. I haven't seen him cut to the basket continually like he did that game.
Well, I mean, he was here before, right? He had some experience here before, and he did well when he was here. Right now, it just seems like he's just trying to find the chemistry, right? And he's trying to figure out, because as a person who could score the basketball, right, you want to play team basketball, but you got to figure out now where you fit. And in terms of, we was talking about Stevenson before, like who's the first person you're going to? I mean, where do I fit? Am I the first person you're going to, second person, the fourth person? What are the options, right? And so that's coming back, right? He's seen to have in the early stages have some problems with where my option is, right? And now, like I said, as they trend, right, you're going to find guys starting to find their options. And it's not to make who's first or second or third option. It's just that that you have to, when it comes to scoring, you need to do your job. Stevenson needs to do his, and he's starting to find his rhythm, right? I mean, everybody knows a great scorer, is always, or shooter is trying to find rhythm, right? Chemistry within the team, and then find the rhythm. And and right now he's starting to find it.
That's a great point. So let's go back to you, Darryl Prue. Is when you're seeing this, and he's got to find his way. Okay, he's trying to figure out. We got some young guys coming up that are making some noise. The last game before Iowa State, he was down. Last game against Iowa State, he had 29 minutes. The game before, he had 20 minutes and 2 points. Quanko, Big O as we call him, he had 14 minutes and he had a double-double. So, again, he's trying to figure his way out. Is that a little bit of, let's say, competition?
Well, he wants to play, so he figured out how to stay on the floor. He's always had a saying, I'm going to make my coach play me. And he's making Hugs play him. Anytime, if there's a lag with Bell, he's right in there, and he changes the game when he's in there. He's battling for offensive rebounds. He's helping out on D. He's blocking shots. He's giving us a dynamic that Bell doesn't have. Bell's not a shot blocker. I'm not saying Bell is not good. He's just on the defensive end. He's not as active as O, and O is getting better, and he's getting better because he's getting more time. He's getting more confidence, and he knows where to go. To go back to, what we said before about a bad defense, we know, everybody knows everybody's plays. So I think at the beginning of the year, everybody was cheating everybody's plays. Now everybody's just playing defense, knowing everybody's plays. It's a big difference. And cheating and knowing everybody's plays, and knowing everybody's plays and still playing good defense. And I think that's what the big difference is now. But O brings a big dynamic. He's making Muhammad play better, because now Muhammad sees, okay, he's taking my minutes, and I want to get on the floor too. So so he's starting to play harder and more in tune. So I think it's a wonderful thing. And sometimes it's like, if you get one person like Stevenson who's playing hard, people will follow. You know what I mean? Like, people like now the centers see that Big O is playing the way he's playing. Now they matching it. And the good thing I saw the other day, I saw Bell rooting for O on a play going into a timeout, and I thought that was great. You know what I mean? So, the chemistry is starting to get there, and hopefully this stays.
All right. Well, then let's go right to James Aquango and let's look at some film. Phil Collins, I'm going to ask you, looking at this young guy, what is it like for this young guy? You see him grow every game. He's got a bigger smile, and that big old smile that he has, he looks happy, and he's figuring things out. But he's been in 14 minutes, and he's had double-doubles. And in this game, he had 9 rebounds. And you can see here a foul that happened here. He's hitting his free throws. He's young, but he's growing. And how do you keep him off the court when he had 9 rebounds in 14 minutes?
Yeah, you can't. You got to keep him on the court. I think what Lowe's and the rest of the panel said is absolutely true. It's not individually, but as a group, they're starting to know what their job is, what their responsibilities are. I think in the beginning we had a bunch of guys that didn't necessarily know each other that well, and I think they are starting to shine in this in the offense, especially in the offense and also on the defense. Just getting to know each other, getting to know where they're going to be, and like Lowe said, once they come together and once that's realized, everybody else will buy in and follow along.
Well, exactly. And when I'm looking at this, Jay West, let's go to you, man. Watching this film at the Quango, I mean, this guy has got 3 blocks. Now, there's a time we were back 5 games ago, there was like no blocks happening, and now it's Big O. And also, Jimmy Bella had a block last game, and before that, they had 4 or 5 blocks. So blocks are starting to come into it. Trey Mitchell was getting into it a little bit. I mean, is this young guy, kind of leading the way for the older guys?
Like we've said several times before, I know I've said it, he reminds me so much of young buck Marcus Goree, with his energy, his effort, his attitude. His energy is contagious. Like you talked about the smile. He's a coach's dream. You don't have to design a play for him. He's going to play hard. He's going to get off his rebounds. He's going to rim run. So getting a double-double for him without a play being called, like I said, that's the coach's dream. And he's hungry. He wants to play, so he's going to play hard. His energy infuses throughout the whole team, and it's no coincidence that when he's on the floor, sometimes he play a little better. And he's going to continue to play more and more and more. So the guys in front of him better get used to it. But he's here to stay. I think he's got to get 20 to 25 minutes a night because he's going to rebound, he's going to block shots, he's going to run the floor, and he rights a lot of wrongs with his energy and protect the paint. So, yep. And he's also a great lob for us too.
Absolutely. All right. So, Tim, I'm going to let you have a say on what Big O has there for you. We don't let you say the full name because you butcher it all the time. So, so go ahead, man, and tell us what your thoughts are on this young guy. Because this young guy, you can see the confidence just coming and blowing up, man. Uh-oh.
Oh, who you asking me?
No, that's you, yeah. I said Kearney. I didn't say Kearney.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Actually, no. Yeah, I agree with everyone else. I mean, it's nice to see him progress and his team build confidence together. That was I think Bose had brought up, and some other people brought up the fact that everyone is working. My only question to you is, Dale, is why would you talk to Phil Collins about blocking shots with this guy?
Here it comes.
At the 34-minute mark, it didn't take long for you, did it? Actually, longer than I would have expected, though.
Yeah, I mean, the kid is amazing. He really is. He's progressing every game, and it's great to watch this. I think he's a great fit, and the fact that Bell and all the other guys are cheering him on. I mean, I just like the synergy of this team as far as everyone cheering for everyone else to do well. I mean, it's nice to see. I mean,
All right.
Get out there and shooting his free throws. He's making his free throws, which I didn't do very well. I know Phil didn't do very well, but anyway, it's good to see a big man out there doing his job.
Yep. All right. So, Lowe's more real quick. Kearney, I kind of skipped over him. He had 22 points. Obviously, he played the whole game. Huge. About a week ago, Hug said that he's really beat up, but he's still being the energized bunny, still going. What's your quick take on him?
Yeah, I mean, earlier in the season, I think the whole team was a little erratic, both on offense and defense. And, he's starting to really settle down and play well both defensively. His energy on defense is awesome. On offense, he's starting to really settle into what his role is as not just a point guard, but also a lead guard. We know a point guard is somebody just pass the ball, run the offense, and may not shoot the ball. But a lead guard kind of knows when he needs to take that shot because he has the ability to do so, and when he needs to make the players around him better. Right. And he's found the balance in that so far in these last 4 or 5 games, and then hopefully he can continue to be consistent like that because his team, the team is really going to need him to be consistent like that.
Okay. Actually, I really wanted to get your point on that. Go ahead, Timmy.
Brian Dale, by the way, just message the audience that Jeff Dunham is doing Lowe's more because he's not moving his lips.
That's all right. We're digging that. Now listen. So before I forget, you know what time it is for you guys who've been on the show before. It is Parmar Stores, our title sponsor. There's not a Parmar store near you now. There will be one soon. 5 different states, over 200 plus stores. They're killing it. They're supporting us, man. I gotta love it. Parmar Stores. Then you got Dan Kevin Toyota World. Shut the world. Your Toyota dealer in Fairmont, West Virginia. Love Danny Cava. Man, what a great dude. And then we move to another great dude, and that's Bobby Martino, Wilson Martino Deno. They are big supporters of WVU. Man, all their guys graduated except for one. We won't talk about him from WVU, but all graduated. They totally support WVU. And with Jay West, they give them those really pretty smiles. And then, of course, we got Country Roads Trust. West Virginia's name, image, and likeness team, changing the game for WVU student athletes. We had Stephen Ford on the last pregame, really educated us. Get educated on Country Roads Trust and NIL. All right, we're going to move right now. Let's go to the Texas Longhorns. And DP, I'm going to start you out right there. That was a little bit of an echo right there, but let's go. Let's take a look at these guys here, man. What are you thinking here? What do you see?
Yeah, that Marcus Carr bothers me. He scares me. He's
he's quick, huh?
Yeah, he's a pro. And the big fella didn't play as good as I thought he was going to play. When we played him the first time.
Dyson?
Dyson, yeah. I thought he was going to play a little better.
Hey, what do we call him? The Butcher Belarus.
Yeah,
those arms swinging.
Yeah. And also they just gave their coach a nice extension, so he got the permanent job permanently now. So, he got the job. But
Rodney Terry, that is.
Yeah, he got the job after Chris Barrett ended up losing it, and he came in and has done a good job. So now we got to slow down Carr. I don't know if we can stop. We got to slow down Allen, and make sure Hunter don't get off as well. They're kind of a mixed team, and they got a sophomore, a freshman, and a couple of seniors mixed in there, and a couple of freshmen are coming off the bench. But I think if we go in there and playing the way we've been playing, just don't have to play no better. Just play the way we've been playing. You know what I mean? And be consistent. Doing the things the right way on defense, and sharing the ball like they've been doing, and taking care of the ball, and making free throws. I think it'll be fine.
All right, Jay West, let's go, man. Let's break down this guy. You got Marcus Carr, scored 29 points against KU on Monday night, averaging 17 points. He's getting nominated for this and that. I'm telling you what, his starts, his quickness is really hard. And then you got some other guards, and Tyrese Hunter, and of course Sir Jabari Rice, number 10, coming off the bench. He's got some goose to him as well.
Yeah, we talked about it last time when Texas came to play us. Carr, he's big time scorer, and he's got the complete green light. He plays with swag, major confidence. He takes and makes big shots, but he's got some help with him too. Hunter, Big 12 freshman of the year last year, he hasn't necessarily lit it up this year with Texas, but he's capable. And like you said, Rice off the bench. I think he scored double figures against us at home, but he makes some big shots. So he's capable of lighting it up as well. Tough team. And then you throw Bishop and Bisu, they combine for 24 points against us. So they have a very, very well-rounded team. But Carr, he's the head of the team. We have to do a very good job of containing him, or at least making his shot as hard as possible. Try to keep him off the free throw line. But he made all the big shots down the stretch against us at our place. So we definitely have to do a better job at their place. You know they're going to keep the ball a lot home today.
Yep. All right, Lo. So let's go. What's your take here on Carr right here? 29 points against KU. This cat is just all over the place. He is tough. He plays you defensively, and he sure does like to score.
Well, yeah. I mean, I saw the first game, and their guards are very good, and you can see they already have a green light. I mean, they're not looking around like whether I'm going to shoot or not. They're just going, and sometimes that's a problem, because if you're hesitant, if you know that I don't know if I can shoot this shot, I'm hesitant on. They're not hesitant. They going for it, right? And they're going for the juggler right away, and they do not care. And so when you have that kind of confidence, I mean, it's going to be tough. And I always like this. I always like guards that can compete with me. And so for me, that's a challenge. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to see who the better guards are out there. So you got West Virginia's two guards, and Stevenson need play. The guards need to compete with them, right? They need to match them defensively and offensively. And then the other thing about playing away, right now, we're trending into an area where we're playing chess at home, right? Both offensive and defensively, we settling down, right? And we had mentioned earlier about playing. What's the difficulty of playing on the road? Well, if you play checkers on the road, you get caught up in the emotions. Your pace is too fast, right? You're not taking good shots, making turnovers, right? I think this is now the time to show everybody if you're really trending, you have to trend on the road, right? The pace of the game has to slow down. You have to become a chess player. You can't do the stupid things that you did earlier, right? That should be gone now. You should be settling down as a team, particularly on the road and getting these road games. I mean, because they could have won the last game against Texas, right?
No doubt. Oh, excuse me, but those are incredible points, and thank you for that, because that really brought a lot here to the show. And let me go to you, Darryl, because we're kind of running out of time here. This right here is Timmy Allen. He had 18 points against Kansas. 6'6". He's a guy. It's kind of like a Marcus, Emmett Matthews.
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to DP.
Yeah, I mean he's a good piece. He can get in the lane. He gets out in the break. He knows where his shot's coming from. We got guys that can match up with him, but you got to do it. Mitchell came from there, so this is a time to show Mitchell. Got to show them guys that what he's about. Because I think we talked about the first game. Why didn't Mitchell go at him harder? Because he's from Texas. He came from Texas, and he played. I think he started 17 or 24 games or something like that. So, I'm hoping he has a great game against these guys. And I think forward wise we match up. I mean, we know guard wise we've played against a lot of good guards this year. And Johnson has done a great job against those guys. So I think we match up well. I just think we just got to play better.
All right. So, Phil Collins, that leads me here to you. I'm going to put this up, and it's going to be These are their guys that they have out here. It's all over. They got guys. There's Sir Jabari Rice, 12 points, Kansas. They got a full team. How are you going to go ahead and watching this offense, breaking this Texas team down? They got point scores. How are you going to go ahead and try to stop this?
Well, I didn't get to see the first game in Morgantown, but I understand we were in it the whole time, and that wasn't all that long ago. Just knowing Hugs and knowing his style, I think he's going to come. I think like was said earlier, we do, like Darryl said, we match up real well with these guys, and I think experience-wise, we may even have a little more. So I think we're going to go out and we're going to face them, and they're just going to have to step up. They've got some shooters, but again, we've got the guys that can match with them in the man-to-man, which I believe we'll go out in the man-to-man to go after these guys. And like I said earlier, I think the tone will be set in the first 3 or 4 minutes of the game.
No doubt about it. All right, so Timmy, what do you see here with this team of Texas? What are your keys that you got to go ahead and try to stop, and how do you got to attack?
I think from everyone else has talked about it, but from the guard perspective, how we match up with them. I think Desant and Wilson will play a key role off the bench, matching up with their guards because of size and their quickness. Obviously, I mean, that Kansas game, I watched the clips of it, and they're trying to penetrate it every time they can penetrate and kick it off or not take the shot. And as Bo says, they're not afraid to shoot it. And they've got to take heed and make sure that they try to cut off the lanes and have some help defense on these guards, because they got 3 guards who are going to penetrate all day long. And then you've got, a couple guys, not only what, you were talking about as far as Rice, but in the last game, I guess, against Kansas, you had Bishop coming off the bench as well. Bishop had a good game against Kansas.
That's 32, number 32, so people understand. Yep.
So I mean, yeah, they've got some depth on the bench, but at the same time, we just got to make sure we're cutting off lanes and not letting their guards penetrate.
Good point. Okay, so let's go, Jay West. Jay, listen, man, you've seen this team. What are some keys here that you want to see if you know that the Mountaineers are trending in a good way right off the bat?
Trending for us or for them?
For us. We're doing a good job. What are we trying to attack with? What are we trying to defend with?
Oh, well, I think we definitely have to make it inside out. I think Lowe's made a great point. On the road, our point guards have to play better, control pace and control things. At home, we kind of get away with it, but on the road, we have to play with our pace, with our tempo. We have to get the ball to the people when they need it. Obviously, we need Stevenson to play well. We need Emmett or Mitchell to play well, and we need our guards to continue to do what they've been doing from an offensive standpoint. Defensively today, it's all about stopping their guard. If we don't stop Carr, Hunter, Rice off the bench, we're going to have a long day. They're going to shoot the ball well in place. If we don't, we need Big O to match Bishop's energy off the bench. We need Bell to play well. They're going to shoot well at home. They're going to score 75 to 80 points, in my opinion, at home. We're going to have very, very good defense. Our guards want to make good decisions and make good shots. But we need our guys. When I say our guys, I'm talking about Stevenson, Mitchell. We need 2 or 3 of those guys to play well. Keedy has to do what he's been doing. And we got to play well the first 5 minutes of the game and the last 5 minutes of the game.
Excellent. Okay, Lois Moore, before we get started, what are those books behind you right there?
Well, that's my book I wrote a few years ago, From the Boys and Girls Club to the NBA, Life on the Down Road. And got another book over here, Zion. I don't know if you guys, not Zion the basketball player, but Zion the wrestler. He has no legs. He has a documentary on Netflix. You see the kid with no legs. He's doing MMA wrestling. I had him on one of my podcasts. Just a phenomenal athlete, man, and a very powerful story.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's good, man. And so we're gonna. How do you get your book? How do you get it real quick?
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah, yeah.
And the title is.
It's called Lowe's More. From the Boys and Girls Club to the NBA, Life on the Narrow Road.
All right, that's excellent, man. And
Big
I'm
time.
going to be sure to get it, and I really appreciate that. So, your take. Let's go. We got to beat Texas Longhorns in Texas. What does this team, or what does Bob Huggins have to get his team to understand and have to do?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Lowe's? Oh, yeah. Well, like I said earlier, I mean, if you won 4 out of 5 games, right? You've kind of found your rhythm, and you got to play well from the start, right? You can't get down in these games. You have to play well from the start. And everybody, one of the signs somebody mentioned earlier was that there was another player cheering for another player, right? So when you have that kind of camaraderie where we're all it makes no difference right now. Everybody needs to do their job, and everybody should be out there trying to be competitive for time, right? But it's coming down to a time now where it's not about just you, it's about winning, right? And so you have to put the selfishness behind you and focus on winning, and then everybody will get their accolades, right? When we win, right? If you don't win, right, nobody gets any accolades. So this is a time, as we're trending, this is a time where, and this is a big game too, because these guards are really good, and they're a really good team, right? And as you begin to knock off them one by one, right, definitely you can look forward to the NCAAs.
Excellent. Okay, great take. Let's go, Darryl Prue. What do the Mountaineers have to do to be victorious and come back here, or go to Baylor? They're just a little bit down the road, man, and to face off again on Monday night.
They got to focus on this game. They can't focus on Baylor. They got to focus this one game at a time, one play at a time. Just like Lowe said earlier, that, they were erratic at the beginning of the year. Now the erratic stuff is starting to fade away. And just go out there and make play after play after play. We talked about Emmett Matthews at the beginning of the year not making plays. Now he's starting to make plays. So now we start making plays for each other. We starting to defend. We helping each other with the energy. That same energy we played with at home, we have to play with the same energy on the road. It doesn't have to be all rah-rah stuff trying to feed off the energy of the other team. It's making the other team's crowd quiet. Keep them quiet and just keep on playing. And if things don't go your way, just keep grinding. It's gonna be spots in the game, like every game, where things don't go the right way, but you can't get out of character, stay in character. Stevenson can't have a game where he knocked down 4 threes and do something stupid. He usually does this stuff on the road. You know what I mean? So now,
the loose cannon, right?
Yeah. I want him to hit his 5 threes, but I don't want him saying nothing. You know what I mean? So, I don't know who he looks at.
I say he's learned. He's learned.
Yeah.
I hope so.
That one game when he hit 30-something, I watched him look at the stands. I'm like, who is he looking at? And the commentator said he was looking at him because he played against him at Baylor. I was like, oh, God, please, I hope he don't do nothing. But, if he does that on the road, and hoping nobody in the student sections from Texas try to get up on their skin. And he so we – the Texas, they got a new arena too. I didn't know that. I mean, the last one was awesome also, but, I think
it's Texas.
It's Texas. But I think we had a chance. And just like Lowe said, we're trending in the right direction. You know what I mean? And I think if we keep trending in the way we're trending, I think we're fine. Like I said at the beginning of this, it's like the old Big East. You know what I mean? Like you brought it up before we got on here, Dale, about, playing this team, playing that team. So when I was coaching at Georgetown, we had to play West Virginia, UConn, Villanova. You know what I mean? The team that wasn't winning that much was St. John, but you had to play them. And, there wasn't an easy victory. You know what I mean? And you had Pitt. So this is like the old Big East to me. You know what I mean? The travel, the only thing that's different is the travel. The travel. But the games were back to back and they were close. And I think I think we like Lowe said, we're trending in a great direction.
Awesome. I totally agree. Okay, Tim Kearney, you get one story on Phil Collins, and you better make it good and not against all odds.
Don't make it so bad. He don't come back.
Oh God, I got so
Yeah,
many.
now this is scary.
I got so many. It's scary, but no, I mean, we talked about his shot blocking or his shooting and how he used to hit you in the face afterwards.
Who's the guy he punched at St. Bonaventure?
Yeah, St. Bonaventure. Well, that was a one punch shot right there when he broke Eric Stover's nose. But
Tim, his kids are watching.
what? Okay, how about this story? This is non-basketball related.
That's even worse.
Got Phil sweating. Him and I were out drinking one night. We started to wrestle.
It's not starting good.
Oh no, we were throwing each other around the room. Well, he threw me across the room into a chair, and I busted open the top of my eye. I had 12 stitches put in. Phil almost passed out in the emergency room. They put a Band-Aid on me. I had blood down my face. We went out drinking at the cottage afterwards. Then a week later, I had the stitches taken out at another party by a bunch of pre-med students.
All right. Well, way to use the university and all its resources. Okay, fellas, thank you so much. Lowe's Moore, a champion, my friend. Get his book, Lowe's Moore, on Amazon, all the way from the boys and girls clubs all the way to the NBA, man. That's awesome. I'm getting that book, brother. And of course, thank you, Phil Collins, man. Keep it going, brother. And thank you for coming on. I want to have you back. Definitely want to have you back. And of course, then we got Tim Kearney. Thank you, Timmy, for that story. Jay West, remarkable. Darryl Prue, thank you. And I'm the Wolfman, guys, and we are out of here. Thank you so much. Let's go,
Thanks,
Mountaineers.
guys.
Hey, do we get to say, what is it, horns down? We get to go horns down, baby. Last time, 2020. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, they down.
Destined for greatness. My name is written in stars. And I will give everything, all that I have to the cause. Fight against evil, run through the pain, battle it all, this is more than a game. I am a lion and I can't be tamed, it's how it was made, this ice in my veins, run through it all. No matter the odds, I will answer the call, the enemy knocks on the door. Even the greatest among us will fall, but the greatest will get back up. So I won't back down and I won't give up, and I will act now and I will stand up. They know that I'm here for it all. Rise up! No matter what's in my way, rise up. I will do what it takes. I will keep on fighting. I'll rise through it all. Rise up. No matter what's in my way, rise up. I will do what it takes. I will keep on fighting. I'll rise through it all.
No matter what it is you need, you'll find it at your local Par-Mar store. From gas to grocery, snacks, and everything else you always seem to run out of, Par-Mar stores has it. Need more savings? Download the Par-Mar app and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. You won't only see our stores in your neighborhoods, you'll see us in your neighborhoods too. We are proud to be in your town and proud to be a part of the community. Come see us at Par-Mar stores, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Wilson Martino Dental. Did you know that 95% of our dentists have graduated from WVU? And many former players and WVU coaches trust Wilson Martino Dental with their oral health. The Mountaineers and Wilson Martino Dental. Yeah, we do that.